It's a Saturday evening and I had a few to drink. Needless to say, I'm a bit tipsy, but I'll look back at a recording and see if I sound the same as if I were sober. But before I continue on, Overwatch 2, yeah, the game that you're seeing on your screen. A ton of fun, I'm not sure how long that feeling will last. And in the games that I played since my initial recording of Overwatch 2, I was able to play DPS and tank roles. As such, as I role queued in quick play, I understand why there's a longer wait time for DPS and tank roles as opposed to support roles. But, and this comes from my very limited experience with Overwatch, I think you can DPS as some support heroes. Not all of them of course, but, you know. That's just from my perspective anyways. The main point is that I was able to play all three main roles, so there's my fun for you. Alright, Overwatch rant over, back to the IRL stuff. Okay, I had a coherent thought in my mind, but I think I'm going to be slurring my words all over the place before I can properly articulate myself. Yeesh. Why did I even bother drinking tonight? I totally live a not sad life. Anyways, adulting. You know, living on your own, paying your bills, working your job, those sorts of things. Though I can't really recall paying more than one or two types of bills in my undergraduate studies, one of which was monthly parking fees. Compare that to when I went to graduate school as I got older. Where I was located at that time, I had internet bills, electricity bills, gym membership bills, and I know there are one or two other types of bills that I can't really think of that I have to pay for every month. Oh, and let's not forget, as you branch off on your own, you don't get a cafe to serve you food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh no son, you gotta cook for yourself. Ooh, and I already know I'm gonna get myself sidetracked, but screw it. Thing is, ever since after freshman year, I've always wanted to cook for myself. The foods that I've seen and eaten throughout my middle school years, my high school years, and let's include college of course. You want to know about cafeteria food after all these years? And I want you to say it with me because I know you're thinking the same thing. It's shit. Always has been, always will be. I know that for some high schools and for most colleges you have more food options, but guess what? They're all shit. Looking back at all the cafeteria food that I've eaten, I'm amazed that none of it came out the same way that it did going in. I'm drunk. Yeah, but none of it came out the same way it was going in, if you get what I mean. The close friends that I had that I ate with, well, at least once a month they weren't as lucky as I was, and I'm sure their stomachs were disgusted with what they ate. Heaven forbid I witnessed what they did to their bathroom. Thank the stars that I have a cast iron stomach. At least I thought I did. I know that 2 summers ago, I ate with some coworkers at some lunchtime barbecue, and I think they undercooked some of the meats they had. Whatever they were, it made me violently ill. I don't think I have any food allergies, but whatever I ate that time, well, I was projectile vomiting it. It took me 3 days to recover from that, and I never ate again with my coworkers at that barbecue. That isn't to say I hated my former coworkers. In fact, I am very grateful that they showed me a bunch of stuff for me to learn from. But I don't think I can trust them to cook for me again. And if they so happen to stumble upon my video, sorry guys, I know I should have sat with you guys during lunch going forward. Every time we had a barbecue, well, I think I'll just get sick again. Sorry. But in any case, I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, and back to the cooking for yourself topic. See, told you I was going to get myself sidetracked. Hope you got your popcorn ready. And I know some people may refer to grocery shopping as another bill to pay every month. I can't really do that though. Yeah, sometimes I'm able to plan what I can get so my groceries can last for the next 2 to 3 weeks, if not a month. Other times I go on a whim, as if I forgot something for example. When you go grocery shopping on a normal basis, chances are that food is going to make up most of your bill. If you don't know how to cook like at all, and I'm talking about like eggs and I guess something even simpler as mac and cheese, well, the food portion of your bill, it's gonna be hella expensive. I think we know that frozen, ready-to-eat foods are more expensive than the raw, uncooked foods. Of course, if you do have any type of culinary skill, well, raw food isn't a problem for you. And sure, frozen, ready-to-eat meals, it's not that much more expensive, but it does add up. And I'm sure we all like to save our money whenever we can, right? It would only make sense then that we know, or at least learn, how to cook. I would love to have done that as an undergraduate, but I don't think I had much of a choice. 1, because the community kitchen in my dorm was almost always occupied. 2, because almost every other day that kitchen was being used, someone was always burning shit because they couldn't be bothered to wash their damn food. A little aside here, some kid burned shit at 3 in the morning and the whole dorm had to be evacuated. And bless his heart, he was a really sweet kid, played on the basketball team, he was an overall nice guy. But holy shit, when it came to cooking things, he was dumber than a bag of hammers. I swear to God, he was a fire hazard every time he had a cooking utensil in his hand. Aside over, and 3. Because I had a meal plan that allowed me to go to the cafeteria more times than an average person. Hey, I'm a big guy, what can I say? The number of times you can go to the cafeteria a week is the number of swipes that you have on your meal plan. I would almost always have swipes left over by the end of the week. Swipes don't roll over into the following week, so it's a use it or lose it sort of program. My friends figured out that I almost always had swipes left over, so rather than let those swipes go to waste, why don't I just use it all, whether or not they're all for me? Moving on to my grad school year, I had no idea if I was automatically registered for a meal plan at that time. I think I did, but I think I was only allowed to eat there once a day. Not that it mattered because the cafeteria prices were already ridiculously expensive. And at that time I had my own apartment, which means I had access to my own kitchen, so there you go. And I think I saved a hell of a lot by getting my own groceries and cooking for myself. Hell, if I eaten out at a restaurant every night, I still would have saved a hell of a lot more than eating at the cafeteria 3 times a day. So to summarize so far, food was the only thing I had to worry about paying for in my undergraduate years. Moving on to grad school, it was more than just food that I had to pay for. The 2 other notable things I had already mentioned, internet and electricity. Internet, not a problem. In fact, I was really happy to get my own internet so I can stop worrying about lag and packet loss issues when I was playing multiplayer in video games. Not like that mattered much then because I was too busy with grad school stuff. My internet bill was always constant, so there was nothing else to worry about on that end. On the other hand, we had the electricity bill. At the start, it wasn't much to worry about until we got to the winter months, where I had a sneaking suspicion that I was getting nickeled and dimed. But thanks to the part-time jobs that I'd taken at that time, I don't think my wallet took that much of a beating. Oh, and monthly gym memberships. I think every single one of us knows that gym memberships are a scam. And yet, if we want to keep fit and healthy, do we have any other options? No, CrossFit, I'm not talking about you. They lure you in with a promo plan that ends up being just a regular plan after the first month. Oh, there are maintenance fees too. And the worst fucking thing about gym memberships is when you try to go and cancel it. At that point, it's a fight to nickel and dime you until the very end. Why the hell is that even a thing? If you try to cancel your plan early, well, you have to pay a buyout fee. What the actual fuck? Even if you make it to the end of your gym membership plan and are able to cancel it without worrying about the buyout fee, you have to notify the gym at least a month or 45 days in advance to cancel your membership. Whose idea was this? Because you had to pay a prorated amount based on when you want to leave the gym for good. Fuck gym memberships, man. Fuck that shit, I tell ya. What else to do but to embrace the Stockholm Syndrome and get on to being healthy? Because the alternative would be to build your own gym. I don't even want to think about those prices. Yeesh, enough about gyms for now. Another monthly bill was transportation. Given I was living in a big city for a whole year, the subway was my main method of transportation. Which I think it might be cheaper than if you were to commute to and from school or to and from work by car. Of course, depending on how far your work or school is from where you live. And I think that was all the bills I had to worry about for my grad school year. A few months and another degree later, I'm dealing with those same bills. More or less. I get the feeling that the bills here are easier to handle than the bills in the city. Certainly because rent costs aren't that high. For the big city dwellers, you damn well know why. As such, it gives me a lot more leeway when it comes to paying my utilities. And if I somehow forget, I make a living now, like any other normal adult. The way I just said it, it sounds like I think I should be earning a trophy for making a living. Like hell I do. Anyways, anybody who has a job needs to make sure that they can keep that job. That's a given. Waking up on time, getting to work on time, keeping up with tasks, those sorts of things. Yeah, the same things you've been doing ever since your elementary school years, up until you got your high school diploma or your college degree, now you're doing it to keep your job. Yeah, school really prepared us for 9-to-5 jobs. And that's something that we have to do for at least a few decades of our lives. And depending on how you look at it, it can be dreadful or it can be fun. In my circumstance, I am very glad it's not the former. So I can get used to this forever schedule. At least that's what it feels like to me. The worst part of it all, as an adult with a job, you're not going to school anymore, are you? You have a spring break, a summer break, a winter break during school. You have none of that at work. You have a set amount of vacation days per year, but that's about it. 2-week breaks and 1-month breaks, they're things of the past. Gone. Like the wind. Given all that, it's easy to feel like you have to be stuck at work for much of your life. All of a sudden, it's now easier for me to understand why work from home jobs are very, very appealing. But it's not like I can think about that right now, because, well, I just started. However, provided that you're in a supportive environment, it's not really doom and gloom. Not like I can think of anything that's all rainbows sunshines in a workplace, on the contrary. Well, if everybody gets a raise, well, that's one thing. He gets a raise, she gets a raise, everybody gets a raise. That's everything I have for tonight. I guess the best way for me to sum all of this up is, everything you do at school, you have to do at work. I think that's a sensible, logical conclusion here. But you're not really forced to take parts of your career that you don't want to take. Can't really say the same thing when you had to take literature courses in high school. Breaks are few and far in between at work, while they were plentiful when you attended school. Oh, and I guess for some people you still had bills to pay, no matter what you did when you were in school. You're still gonna have bills when you're on your own, just more of them, really. And if you can handle all of that, well, congrats. You're an adult. I'm an adult. We're all adults. Yay. Do you remember back in your elementary school years when a teacher asked what you want to be when you grew up? I think there was only one correct answer to that, and that answer? Disenchanted. I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, thought that we're gonna have all the freedom in the world once we moved out of our parents' homes. Don't get me wrong, we do have freedom, but it's just the freedom to try and survive. Takes that to mean however you like. All things considered, adulting isn't that bad. It's just the transition to being an adult. And that transition could be a shocker to some of us. It kinda was for me. And now that my rant is over, I'm gonna go do some adult things. No, not that, you damn well know what I mean. Damn it, I gotta go sort myself out. I'll see you later. Okay, well, it's Sunday, and I looked back at the recording. I don't sound any different now than I did last night, so all's well that ends well, am I right? No hangover, no problem. I did learn from passing out one too many times, back in college. I was a stupid little shit back then. Was? I still am. There are a lot of things I still have to figure out in life. Other people already know, but I still haven't. And I'll see myself out before I make the mood any more depressing than it probably already is. I don't know. Here's to another good week. I'll see you next time.